This is what I looked like when I was 18 years old, and here's some of my more recent pictures. In this video, I'm going to help you to look more like a Chad, an attractive man. Let's first cover the halo effect. So the halo effect is like this psychological phenomenon where we treat attractive people better. It's just the brutal truth of the world. The halo effect basically means the more attractive you are, the better you will be treated by strangers, by family, in job interviews, on social media, receiving gifts, in promotions, against juries, against crime and everything. Basically, many areas of your life, you will literally get an advantage if you are more attractive. So looks maxing is a niche, like a topic that's been getting super popular over the last few years. And I think for good reason, because especially for guys, we've started to realize if you become more attractive, more girls will be into you. You'll feel more confident. You'll grow more on social media. You'll get more respect from guys around you as well. The brutal truth is that you could have an amazing personality, but if you're not attractive enough to catch the eye of a woman, you might just lose that opportunity entirely. Looks maxing unlocks love, which is fucking huge. Because look, in the modern day, dating is very heavily biased towards your looks because a lot of us will connect with other people on Instagram and on dating apps. So all of that is to say that your looks play a very important part in your life. Now I want to walk you through the TikTok boy to Chad transition, because this video is specifically on how to look more like a Chad, like a guy in your mid-20s. The TikTok boy look, I'll see if my editor Henry can show you a few. It's these teenagers who go super viral on TikTok and Instagram, and they're always clean shaven with gay, cute little hair and everything. And that look does really well if you're a teenager. But in your 20s, it's time to look more like a Hollywood celebrity, like a Hollywood movie star, than it is to look more like a TikTok boy. So that's the golden rule. If you're 13 to 18 years old, and you want to looks max, you should probably go more for that sort of TikTok boy look. When you're getting into your 20s, and especially if you're closer to your mid-20s, you want to go for more of that sort of masculine Hollywood movie star look. I'll see if we can get a picture of some of the masculine movie star looks. To be honest, I'm not a fucking faggot, so I don't really watch movies and stuff. But you probably can think of a few guys. There's the guy who plays Thor. He's big and masculine and whatever, and he's women always say that guy's super attractive. Forgot what his name is. But the guys who play Superman or whatever. You want to go for more of that look when you get into your 20s, because when you're in your 20s and you're still a frail little feeble little TikTok boy looking guy, you can still look kind of attractive, but the problem is then you start getting way less respect from men. When you're a teenager and you look like that guy. But when you're in your mid-20s and you've got that lean, skinny boy, little, clean facial hair and the gay little hair, it's very hard to get respect from men when you look like that. So you want to try and find the balance where you can appeal to the male gaze in some sense, but you can also appeal to the female gaze as well. And that's more of that movie star look where you're a bit bigger, you've got more muscle, you've got a bit more hair and rugged kind of masculinity. That mostly means that you're going to have a more masculine look compared to the TikTok boy. So imagine if we took a TikTok boy and we made him 5-10 years older, we added some facial hair, maybe made his hair look less gay, and added another 10-20 pounds of muscle, and even maybe a little bit more fat as well, but then way more hair across the body. That would look like a prime, young man who's super, super attractive to all kinds of women. So the biggest tip I want to give you just in this section is, if you want to date the modern girls who use TikTok, then go for the TikTok boy look. If you don't want to date retards who use TikTok, then don't go for that look. I'm telling you right now, the girls who are attracted to that TikTok boy look are the girls who are literally fucking brain dead, and they use TikTok, and they, all their life is on social media, which I know right now many guys watching this will be yeah, but that's everyone my age. No, there's actually quite a lot of girls and people who don't really use social media that much. And when you don't use social media that much, you won't conform to the same sort of beauty standards as everyone else, which means that the TikTok boy look is very niche for you to attract the kind of girls who actually use TikTok and see those guys popping off on the algorithm. So if you want the modern day fucking liberal, woke TikTok girl, then yeah, go for that look. But I'm telling you, outside of the internet, there's a lot of good quality women who are more attracted to the the universal, just attractive sign in a man, which is a bit of masculinity, size, strength, a bit, and everything that we'll cover here in this guide for you. So let's talk about muscle mass, which is one of the most important parts of looking more attractive. You want to build the aesthetic body, like the Hollywood movie star body. The dad bod is a lie. I don't know if you remember, but like a few years ago, girls used to talk all the time about the dad bod and they'd share pictures. The truth is, most girls are fucking retards when it comes to like dad bod. Like, girls think a dad bod, when they show pictures of what a dad bod is, it's literally a guy who's fucking masculine as fuck. He's dominant and he's actually got a great amount of muscle. Like, he goes to the gym every day. It's just that he's like peak bulk right now and he's like 20% body fat. Girls think that's a dad bod. The real dad bod, like, you know, the body that fathers have, is like this weird fucking gyno, wide hip, low testosterone kind of look. Don't you ever believe this bullshit that like not needing to work on your physique is fine because girls like guys who are out of shape or something. That's complete and utter fucking bullshit. Girls like guys who have got a pretty fucking high level of muscle mass, and it's just that the preference for them changes based on your body fat percentage. And we'll talk about body fat percentage soon, but building muscle mass is probably the single biggest thing you can do in your looks maxing journey. Building the aesthetic body is like one of the biggest ways to change how you look. And here's an interesting debate. How much muscle should you build? If we're just talking about looks maxing, how much muscle is enough? And here's the weird answer I'm going to give you. More. Every year, the answer to the question of like how much muscle is optimal for looks maxing, that every year the answer is going to be more. Think about why. The level of muscle needed for you to looks max will keep going up every year. Why? Because more guys are getting into the gym and learning these specific principles to make more muscle. Like, I went to the gym 10 years ago. I swear to God, there was no one else my age who was going to the gym seriously. It was always like the middle-aged fucking black guy who was jacked in the gym. And then like, you know, just all the fucking normal guys who were just in shit shape, just doing like mindlessly on the machines or something. There's a few people like me and some of these fitness influencers, Sam Sulek or whatever, who've got millions of young people in the gym. That means the competition's harder. That means that the standard, the sort of barrier for your physique looking quite exceptional and attractive is going to go higher because now more guys have already got the V-taper and the delts and whatever. That's one thing. So more guys are going to the gym, which means that more muscle will make you stand out more. You still don't need to be big fucking bodybuilder, Sam Sulek kind of size, but whatever muscle was needed 5 years ago for peak attractiveness is not the case anymore. But the interesting thing is also too, more girls are going to the gym, and you can imagine this is just a complete simple fact. When a girl goes to the gym and she gets into this culture and she's surrounded by guys who go to the gym and who are muscular, and she's muscular too, she's gonna want a guy who's got more muscle. So more guys are going to the gym, more girls are going to the gym, which means that you need to have more and more muscle to have the level of attractiveness that you have from it today, if that makes sense. Basically, there's like physique inflation. A lot of people are talking about this on Instagram. For you to look like jacked and quite outstanding a few years ago, you just needed to be like, you know, like a couple of years of muscle with like pretty shitty genetics and be fairly lean, and you'd stand out amongst the masses. These days, if you don't have like the perfect V-taper, it's like, whatever. There's tons of fucking guys who do. And the final reason why you're going to need more and more muscle is because of the brutal truth of dating in the modern world through the internet. There's a guy with the perfect 10 out of 10 physique who's messaging the girl that you want. These fitness influencers, these chads, these like red pill guys that you see on Instagram, because of the internet, they can message the girl that you want in your hometown. All these fitness influencers, you know, you see them where they're all jacked and they're sexy making the thirst traps. You think these guys aren't fucking like a lot? You think they make these thirst traps just for fucking content? What this means is the competition is higher. The barrier to success is higher. There's more girls who are in the gym, which means that their preference will be more aligned to guys who've got more and more muscle, who are, you know, substantially bigger than them. But the final thing is, we just live in a very modern world where it's completely fine to message someone who isn't even in your city, which means this globalization of the dating market also increases the sort of barrier to success in dating and sex. So all that to say that the amount of muscle that you need for peak attractiveness will keep going up every year. So the lesson for you is you have to take this journey seriously, because the ideal physique 5 years ago was way smaller than the ideal sort of aesthetic, looks maxing physique today. And today's physique, I promise you, remember what I'm saying, because not many people have been picking up on this. I guarantee, the sort of perfect aesthetic physique, I guarantee that will be like kind of small 2 years from now. And you'll see women way more attracted to a guy who's even bigger 1, 2, basically every year from now. So you want to build an aesthetic body. But that's different from just going to the gym and building muscle. You know how a load of guys go to the gym and they build muscle, but then they say the gay fucking pathetic thing, which is like, yeah, I went to the gym to get girls, but now only guys compliment me. You've heard that, like, guys say that before, right? And that's because they created their physique to appeal to the male gaze. They did stupid, basically all the workout routines you see online are pretty fucking retarded. They did all these strong lifts, heavy training kind of workouts that build muscle that just doesn't even look aesthetic. Like, they don't have that fucking sexy model V-taper kind of look. They've got pretty good muscle, but they don't look like sexy because of it. You probably can think of a few guys you've seen in your life. Imagine the middle-aged guy in the gym, or the few guys who they've got quite a lot of size, but you can imagine girls don't find it sexy for some reason. Why is that? It's because their workout routine was optimized for the male gaze, not for the female gaze. That's what you need to change. And so there are 7 muscles that if you prioritize them in your workout routine, your physique will appeal more to the female gaze and you'll be more attractive. And what's interesting about these 7 muscles is, for most of these muscles, you'll basically never hear a girl say, yep, that's the muscle that she's attracted to. Because let's be honest, most girls, even girls who go to the gym, they don't really know what they want, right? If you ask most girls, what's the most attractive muscle? They'll say something like fucking biceps, just because it's the one muscle they can really think of, like biceps and chest, whatever. No, barely any girl is going to tell you the upper chest or the lateral delt, because that's very specific. That doesn't mean that those muscles aren't attractive. They fucking are. But it's just to say, whenever it comes to dating and attraction, listen to the guy who's been with girls rather than the girls themselves, because they've got no fucking clue what they're actually into. So yeah, it sounds demeaning, degrading, whatever, but it's just the truth. The 7 aesthetic muscles are the ones that will make your upper body shaped like this. So you can probably guess what they are. From the top down, they are neck, upper traps, upper chest, lateral delts, lats, biceps, and abs. These muscles, if you train them a bit more than usual, will create that, that sexy look in a physique. But the interesting thing is, most guys have workout routines that actually prioritize other muscles and actually deprioritize these. For example, in basically every workout routine online, the triceps are prioritized more than the biceps, but the biceps are way more attractive. In most workout routines online, the lower chest, it's basically the same muscle, but the way you hit it, flat bench press is prioritized in most workouts instead of incline bench press. Most workouts don't even include fucking lateral raises, which is fucking ridiculous, because that's how you get that sort of this shape in your shoulder. Most workouts don't even include that. Most workouts have way overemphasis of the lower back, which will actually make your sort of core look a bit thicker, which ruins a bit of the sort of the V-taper that we're going for. Basically, all this to say, most workout routines that you'll find on the internet will not build an aesthetic body. If they did, every guy who goes to the gym would be jacked like one of those sexy model looking guys. But most guys don't have a physique like that, because to build that kind of physique, you need a very, very particular workout routine that prioritizes those muscles. So basically, the muscles I just covered, you think about the exercises that hits those muscles and do more sets for them. What I've just covered is super autistic advice of which exact fucking muscle will appeal to the female gaze, and that's the kind of knowledge that's inside one of my programs in the Library of Adonis. This is basically like Netflix for self-improvement, and one of the programs is called Aesthetic Body Course. So if you want a full hours and hours and hours training of me walking through how to build that sexy physique that appeals to the female gaze, that's linked, basically top link in the description. You can come and join. The second thing you can do for your looks maxing journey is to get to 10 to 12% body fat. So that's a pretty specific goal, and the truth is you won't really know what exact percentage body fat you're on. Most people are not good at guessing at it or whatever. But that being the case, 10% is when you'll start to look pretty fucking shredded as like a normal guy. You'll have a very, very clear, like sort of flat looking abs without that sort of bulge of like, you know, the little lower belly fat around it. 12% you'll look like that, but maybe there's a bit less definition. For most guys, this level of body fat is actually way leaner than they're actually comfortable with. So you need to just figure out what kind of guy you are. There's like two types of guys. One type of guy, maybe 10 to 20% of the population, were guys who were just naturally really fucking lean to begin with. And for them, gaining weight is the hard thing. For them, like these guys have had like a six-pack in high school, you know, like the skinny boy six-pack. If you're one of these guys, you're probably already close to 10 to 12% body fat. You don't really have to think about it. Just go make some more muscle, awesome. But if you're like most other guys where, let's say in high school before you went to the gym, you had a bit of a sort of podgy stomach. You had a bit of like, you know, like a fucking ugly girl's physique. You know what I mean? Like she's got like you had a bit of the hips, you had a bit of titty mass and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I was like this and most guys would actually agree. You had a bit of like this podgy stomach. If that's you, this is the philosophy I want you to have. For you to get to 10 to 12% body fat is going to be a pretty fucking significant act of discipline. You're not going to get there randomly. You're not going to just randomly be there. You're not just going to cut for a few weeks and be there. You're not just going to eat intuitively and get there. You've got to track all of the fucking things you eat. Because basically the way that guys like us who usually aren't this lean, whatever message our brain sends us to eat, you know, when it says, okay, you're hungry, eat this much, whatever. That's what got us to a pretty high body fat percentage all of our lives. What that means is it will be a pretty big uphill battle. Like it will literally feel like a full-time job for you to get as lean as you need to looks max. For a certain number of guys, they'll just be there easily and they don't have to think about it. But for most of the guys watching this, if you're anything like me and you were a bit more like podgy, like not like fat, but you weren't like one of those skinny kids with the six-pack in high school, which is most guys. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna feel like a full-time job for you to get and stay this lean, and it is still worth it, because being lean when you've got a pretty decent amount of muscle mass is one of the best things you can possibly do to look more attractive. For your physique, because then your physique will take the very aesthetic shape, your waistline becomes slimmer, but when you keep training hard, you'll really have that V-taper look, and all your muscles will be way more defined, the clothes will fit better and everything. You'll lose that last little bit of like the bulging stomach, which is just so unaesthetic, even though girls like to pretend like the dad bod look is really attractive. I'm telling you right now, no girl fantasizes about a guy with a bit of a bloated stomach fucking them. I'm telling you right now, the girls who talk about a guy with higher body fat percentage are usually just insecure and they're almost projecting their insecurities. All women want a guy who's got a six-pack, and when he's fucking them, his six-pack is like contracting and expanding. That's what girls are just, all of them are attracted to. It's only when they manually try and pretend they're not, because they know that they can't attract a guy who's that disciplined. So that's when they're like, I like a guy who's not disciplined with his diet. Because I'm not, because I'm a fat bitch, and so I want a guy who's a fat motherfucker as well, and we can be fat together. That's when a girl tells you, I don't really want a jack guy. I don't want a guy who's got a six-pack. What she really means is, I'm undisciplined. I'm a fucking loser, and I want a guy who's a fucking loser too. Not because he's the most attractive guy possible, but because he's probably the best guy I can get. You'll never go wrong with having a six-pack. Now, of course, you could be too shredded, but for most guys watching this, that's not going to be a concern. For most guys watching this, it's going to be too high body fat percentage. That's the concern. How do you lose body fat? Look, I've tried all of the different ways, the different diets, intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, different no carbs, carnivore, keto, high carbs, bodybuilding, protein around the clock. I've tried all of the different ways, and I'm telling you right now, because I've been on this journey for 10 years straight, I'm telling you there's only one way that I've ever lost body fat and been lean, like consistently. There's only one method that works, at least for me. Track everything you eat. It doesn't matter how many meals a day I eat. It doesn't even matter what diet I'm on, like high carb, low carb, carnivore, keto, it doesn't matter. As long as I use one of those apps where you track everything and you just put everything you eat in there and you just hit the number, that's when I lose weight perfectly. Like if I want to lose a pound a week, I lose a fucking pound a week. If I don't do that and I'm sure that I'm in a calorie deficit because I'm only eating once a day, or I don't even eat carbs, I just eat eggs and meat, and it's like pretty hard to have a lot of calories with that. Doesn't fucking matter. I basically maintain my weight unless if I track everything I eat. So you've got to go get the scale. You've got to get one of these apps and just fucking track it. One tip I'll give you is, I seem to get the best results when I actually don't track macros, which is so interesting. I don't track macros because the moment I do that, that's when it's like extra restrictive compared to like let's say it's 5 p.m. and I want to eat this thing, and I'm like, oh no, but I need to eat this thing which has got carbs or fats, or I need to eat something else. That's what makes it really hard. When I just track calories, it makes it super easy because let's say your calories are like 2.5k, then it's like just fucking whatever you want to eat, just put it in, that's it, and you will lose weight. Especially if you eat a pretty high protein diet as well, as you should do. Awesome. The moment I look at macros and I start looking at carbs and fats, that's when it gets so much more complicated and then more restrictive for me, because then I'm like, oh man, like I've got this awkward level of like fats and carbs left. I just need to have this just fat meal now, or so, just something stupid like that, and that's when it gets too complicated. So the advice I'd give you is just track your calories, but also make sure that your protein's high. So I track calories and protein, but I don't track protein autistically because I just have a high protein diet. I eat like 10 eggs every day just because it makes my dick really fucking hard. It's a side point, but I'm telling you, my camera man just went like this. I'm telling you right now, just as a second point, if you want the erections of like when we were teenagers, just fucking believe me, 10 eggs a day. Not 8, not 6, not 12. I don't know why, but I swear to God, exactly 10 eggs a day. With yolk. Don't be a fucking pussy. What the fuck is this egg white bullshit? With yolk, 10 eggs a day. It's only 600 calories. It's not even that much. 10 eggs a day. I promise you, you will struggle to sleep because your cock will be fucking like just... I'm telling you right now, just, I don't know if it's about the calories, the fats, whatever it is, but 10 eggs a day makes my dick fucking hard. So that's my secret tactic, by the way. Now, the reason why we want to get so lean, 10 to 12%, is one, it gives us the sexy, the six pack, whatever. Two, because, sometimes when you're not in the gym with the good lighting and the pump and you've ate some food and you kind of like bloat up and you don't look as good, you almost want to get so lean. Like 10% is pretty fucking lean, especially for most guys. You want to get so lean because even then, when you don't have a pump and you've ate some food and you're about to like take some pictures for the day, or you're going to go for a walk in the sun, shirtless or whatever, and you're going to maybe meet a girl, you want it so that when you're a little bit bloated and you've ate your food for the day, it's 6 p.m., you're about to go on a date with a girl, you still look fucking lean. So I'm right now a little bit fatter than this right now. I'm maybe about 14%, 15% body fat. The problem is, if in the gym with the good lighting, when I'm fasted or I haven't ate too much, my body looks lean, I look awesome. I actually look like the right amount of leanness, probably about 12% with good lighting and stuff. The problem is at 4 p.m. after I've ate everything and I'm about to go meet a girl and I'm about to have sex, I'll notice like my stomach is like actually bulging a bit more because I've ate more food. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because like you look different body fat percentages based on the time of the day, the lighting, the pump, and how much food you've ate. So that's why I'd say it's better to err on the side of looking like you're almost too shredded in the gym, because your natural level in most lighting without the pump and everything will make you look like the right level of leanness throughout the day, if that makes sense. You've got to think, in the gym, you've got to kind of look too shredded, too lean to look the right amount of leanness day to day when you're living your life. That's the weird tip I'll give you. So if you're getting lean and you go to the gym once and you look like you're pretty skinny and you notice your calves, your ankles, your forearms look pretty skinny, you're like, oh man, like this is, I'm too lean, whatever. Wait till you get home, you don't have any pump, and you're just about to go into the shower and you'll be like, oh shit, this is like the perfect level of leanness. You just will look too lean in the gym because of those things, like the pump and the lighting, if that makes sense. But it's not just your body that benefits from being lean in terms of looks maxing. One of the biggest advantages is with your face. When you get lean, and especially when you don't eat like a bodybuilder. I'll tell you how to eat in a second, but when you don't eat like a bodybuilder, when you don't eat like an athlete, which is weird. I'm telling you something really weird. When you don't eat like basically 99.9999% of people and you're lean, your face will look so fucking angular. Like you'll have the up high cheekbones and like the hollow cheeks and everything. That comes from one, being lean, but also two, the foods you eat. So being in a calorie deficit is important to lose the weight. But I'm telling you right now, your face looks different based on what you eat. And when you eat high carbs, which is like a bodybuilder style thing, rice and pasta, you get a bit of that Asian look, you know, the Chinese kind of look in their face, which is a bit of like puffiness with brown people. Like, how many fucking brown people have you seen with this sort of white person angular face? Almost none of them, right? Most brown people, most Asians, and yellow people, most of us have just got such shitty facial looks, and it's not genetics. It's because we eat like puffy kind of carbs that make your face just look so rounded and unaesthetic. Like most brown guys, Indians, Pakistanis, our food is just so bloating that it's so unaesthetic. But there's so many white guys who have like this fucking angular caveman warrior look to their face, and I promise it's not genetics. I started getting this myself like in 2024 when I started eating like a prime white man. Guess what I started eating? Eggs and steak. No fucking non-bread fucking brown people food. I'm telling you, it's so unaesthetic. Brown people food, all the curries with the spices and stuff, I'm telling you, that shit makes your face look worse, even at the same body fat percentage, calories, whatever. The same for the Asian type of food, the Southeast Asian with the rice and the spices and the breads and all these things. Literally, you know how white people eat, like a prime white person? He'll have a fucking steak on his plate and nothing else. Like, that's fucking insane. For brown people, it's like, wait, what? Your mother's gonna be pissed off at you for even suggesting this, because we're used to this fucking like cock food, basically. There's a conspiracy theory, by the way, for the Indians watching this, that the white man came over and he bastardized a lot of the religious textbooks to make the Indians believe that meat was actually against their religion when it wasn't. And the same thing for the Sikhs as well, for anyone with the last name Singh. There's a conspiracy theory to show that when the British took over, they convinced many different cultures that meat was forbidden in their religion, and they manipulated the sort of texts of like the previous religious textbooks or whatever to prove their point. Because if you were gonna take over a country and you had to keep their men alive, you would not give them steak. Think about it. If you were going to, like, imagine you captured a guy and he's your prisoner and you have to keep him alive and you want him to be basically like a slave for you. You still want him to like kind of operate in the world. You would not feed him steak and eggs. Those are foods of fucking revolution. Those are foods of strength. Those are like white conqueror foods. You would not feed, like let's say we're fucking Mongols or some shit, and we've captured someone. You would not feed him the same fucking horse meat and horse blood that we eat, because we know that makes us strong. We would feed him fucking what? Brown people food. Grains, fucking chickpeas, and fucking all this like peasant food, basically. Would feed him this brain fog food. I know this is a weird point for me to make, but I promise you, I know that this is one of the truths of the world. There is peasant food and there's fucking conqueror food. And I'm telling you, conqueror food is steak and eggs and meat and fruit. That, it doesn't matter, like I know this is a weird point, but the calories, the macros, those things does not fucking matter. If you eat more steak and eggs, your face will look more attractive. The more of this fucking non-bread, fucking chickpea, vegetable bullshit that you eat, that your parents are telling you, but dal has got protein, fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. The more of that you eat, even if you eat the right calories, you'll look more like a fucking Indian who's got like a bloated face with a shit facial hair. And he's kind of lean, but he's got like a fat, pregnant stomach anyway. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, how many fucking white people do you see with a fat, pregnant stomach? Way, way less than especially if they eat the actual cultural food and not like ultra processed food. But what's interesting is a lot of Indian and Pakistani people, they don't eat that much ultra processed food. They eat their own home cooking, which should be like, it should bring you to peak health because it's not ultra processed modern day bullshit. But I'm telling you, that kind of vegetable, non-bread, rice type of bullshit, I'm telling you, will not give you the angular face. The more meat you eat, the angular your face will be. I promise. I know that you'll say, no, it's calories, it's calorie deficit, body fat percentage. I know that that's what the science says, and I'm here telling you the science is fucking wrong and I'm right. It doesn't matter the calories or anything like that. It doesn't matter if eating more meat gets you to 200, 300 grams of protein. I promise you, your face will look angular and leaner with the more meat you eat, especially not beta male meat like chicken, but more alpha male meat like beef. I promise you, I know I sound like a fucking retard saying this, but you give it a try for 3 months and you'll literally look at your face and be like, holy shit, Hamza was right. I look like a fucking, it looks like my face was like a fucking warrior's face. Holy shit. It's like the shape of your fucking skull changes, I swear to God. Let's talk about facial hair. So basically just like your beard. What's the most attractive beard length? Is it like being clean shaven? Is it maybe a little bit of stubble or quite a lot of stubble? Or is it like the big masculine beard? It's actually right about the middle with what's called dark stubble, which most guys will get anywhere from about 1 to 2 weeks after they've shaved. I'll see if my editor can show a picture of this. This is what quite a lot of the celebrities in Hollywood have. You know, like the sort of mature man who's in the office and he fucks a few of like the female co-workers, and they've all got like, they don't have beards, but they're not clean shaven, but it's like they shaved like a week ago. That's the look that makes you look most attractive for most people. This actually came from a study. So there was a study that found which facial hair was most attractive in men, and it was the dark stubble. So if you're going for your looks maxing era, especially if you're in your 20s, that's the look you want to go for, where you're not clean shaven, you don't actually shave, you don't grab the beard trimmer with none of the the little cap on it and just do it empty like that. On most beard trimmers, this would probably be about the 3mm or so kind of length, 3 to 4 kind of length. You let it grow out for a few weeks, and then just basically every morning, just very quickly, just go over the all of it with like 3mm. Now, of course, you can have your own preference. Like I like having the beard sometimes. So this is like, I don't know, 10mm or something, right? This is like basically a beard now. I like having the beard sometimes. I actually like being clean shaven sometimes, especially when I'm lean, because I've got very, very handsome, like the cheekbones and stuff when I'm lean. So I like changing it up. But if we're just here to maximize our appearance, you should be pushing for that dark stubble look. If you can't grow facial hair, you could consider using like minoxidil or some shit. I've never used that before. I'm brown, so like I shaved yesterday and this is what I look like. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I shaved, but yeah, this still took me like a month or two, whatever. But you can have your own preference. If you want to be clean shaven or if you want to grow the beard, I understand. But I'm just going to tell you a brutal rule. For basically every guy who's got facial hair, apart from maybe 1% of us, your facial hair makes you look less attractive. Like, I want you to really think, bro, if your beard actually looks like mine, okay, it's a pretty nice. I get compliments from girls a lot. I get girls who sit with me and they touch it, they like it, and it's sexy, whatever. Okay, sure. But I've got decent genetics for it, and also I live a healthy life, and it's just, you know, it's genetics, whatever. Okay, awesome. But I'm telling you right now, most guys, especially white guys for this one, you look worse with the facial hair. Not that, like, a bit of stubble's okay, but most guys don't have the stubble. They've got like the fucking pre-pube. You know how the pube fucking like little bushy fucking weird thing, but you can't grow it fully. You see how mine grows fully. There's no uneven patches. It goes up to a very aesthetic level around the cheek here and stuff. I'm telling you right now, chances are, if you're watching this and you've got any facial hair, chances are it's actually literally losing you points for no reason. I think the reason why young men have this, because I had the same thing, is because you want a beard, you want to look more masculine and strong and intimidating, but you can't grow it. But you kind of like, you know, you see a little bit, you're like, oh yeah, you know, it looks proper nice, it's like beard, whatever. Like, it reminds me when I was in university, I did this like, it's like an Instagram poll or something, but there was 2 different pictures where I was doing a vote between like clean shaven and beard. But like the beard picture, I didn't even have a fucking beard. It was like literally, there was no fucking, basically no hair in there. When I saw that picture again, I remember looking back thinking that, oh yeah, I've got a beard, you know, which one's more attractive? Let's do this poll on Instagram. But I saw the beard picture and there wasn't a fucking beard there. It was like a scraggly little bit of fucking sideburn hair. If I could go back in time, you know what I would do? I would either be clean shaven or just trimmed, or I try and just have a little bit of stubble for basically all of my life up until like the last like maybe 1 year when I could actually grow this fucking beard. You know how like you stop growing in height when you're like 21 years old? But for your beard, it's different. Your beard actually grows more in your late 20s. So I could only grow like a good beard from around like 2023, like when I was about 25 years old. Now it's like, I grow it, it looks nice, it's shaped nice, it grows at a good speed. So now is the time where I could consider it because it still looks attractive. But for most of my life, I was like, you know, when I was 18, 19, 20, I wanted to be able to grow it because, you know, it kind of looks cool, whatever, you look kind of old, whatever. but it actually made me look worse. And I'm telling you, for most of the guys watching this, you look worse because you've just got this scraggly, unaesthetic looking thing. Most guys watching this, you'd be better. Just grab your beard trimmer, take all the cap thing off, and just go empty like this, so you don't really have any stubble. You got the smallest little specks because it's not like clean shaven. I'd go with that. Or what you can do, if you can grow it pretty evenly, I would put the little cap, the trimmer guard, and set it to 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, and no more. You should every single day, for most guys watching this, set it to 3 millimeters and take it off. Because there's guys I meet all the time who've just got scraggly, puby looking hair. You know, because you're feeling insecure right now, that this is you. And it's literally losing you points for free. Like, there's no benefit you gain from it at all. So there's no point. You need to have this new this self-image, this identity, where you're not going for that caveman look that you kind of look up to, the high testosterone alpha male look, but rather more of the handsome look. Which for a lot of guys, it's not going to be your scraggly little puby beard right now. Maybe 5 years from now, it'll be like a full beard. But don't fucking let it grow out till it's like a full beard, right? Just trust me when I say don't let it grow out when it's lowering your attractiveness. Of course, bro, don't fucking listen to me. If you like it, yeah, sure, go ahead. But you click on this fucking video because we're here to maximize our attractiveness. If you can grow a bit of a beard, what I would suggest is just suck it up and just go to a barber. You trimming it, or this is at least for me trimming my own beard myself, I swear, for some reason just makes it look so much worse than when a good barber does it. When I go to the barber, it's weird. It's like he'll just kind of trim it up, clean it up and stuff, and it'll look like it's fucking twice as thick and as like masculine. When I do it myself, it's like, like what could I be doing wrong? I don't know, like the fucking lining or whatever. But it's never that. It's like when a barber fucking does it, it just looks so much better. This is one of the few things that's really, really worth investing into, like with your money. If you can grow it, go to a barber, get him to do it. If you can't grow much, then fine, you can do it yourself. Literally, it should take you like 30 seconds. Grab the beard trimmer, boom, 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 done. Just go for more of the clean shaven look right now, and the stubble kind of grows out over the next few days, and you kind of maintain that 3 millimeter guard or something. You can do it yourself. When you have more of a beard and you want to maintain the beard, just go to a fucking barber. It's just so much better when someone else does it. At least that's my own lesson. If you're sick at doing it yourself, okay, sure. I have obviously had a beard for fucking years, and still a good barber fucking makes it look so much better than I possibly could do. It's weird because I said this to my barber once at home. I was laughing and said, yeah, when you do it, it's so weird. I stand up and it's like, it looks thicker, darker, and fuller. Like, it literally looks like it's fuller when you've trimmed it up. I don't understand how the barber kind of like does this magic, but it just looks so much more aesthetic when someone else who's good does it for you. So this is like a treat to yourself. It's like once a week, once every 2 weeks, you go pay for a good barber. He does the whole thing. He does the perfect lineup around the mustache and whatever. You can always tell when a guy has like been trimming his facial hair himself, and it's a sign of low status. Honestly, it is. I know there's some like stinky, like BO smelly guys will be watching this thinking, no, actually I do my own thing. It's cool. I save time. I save money. But I'm telling you, look, we're here for looks, and I'm telling you, you can always tell when a guy is like doing his own hair, doing his own fucking beard. If you happen to be a fucking barber doing it yourself, okay, sure. But I'm telling you, most guys are not fucking barbers. And even though you can cut your hair and your beard yourself, you shouldn't. I know people who do their own fucking hair and beard, and they literally are losing 1 or 2 points of attractiveness just because it's like, it doesn't look good and it's just inconsistent. Their look has to change all the time. You want a good barber that you don't cheat on. Honestly, like, cheat on your wife before you cheat on your fucking barber. Like, you have a secure barber, you go to him all the time, he knows your cut. You basically sit down, don't even have to tell him what you want because he knows exactly what you want. And that just will boost your attractiveness so easily for the cost of like, what, $50 a month or something. It's like fucking nothing to have a attractiveness boost. Now let's talk about the actual hair. Like I said, if you're in your 20s, ditch that gay hair look. You know what I mean? Of like the perm, the curls, the little TikTok boy broccoli head look. If you're young, I understand. It kind of works. Okay, sure, go ahead. But look, when you get more into the sort of mature years, if you're getting into your 20s now and you want to be seen as an older guy, which most guys watching this do, if you're 16 years old or 18 years old, if you're 21 years old, you literally will benefit looking older. Basically, this is a weird thing, but basically no person, no human actually gets an attractive boost looking older other than young men. Have you ever considered that? Like, older guys, they get an attractive boost when they look younger. women get an attractive boost when they look younger. Obviously not like fucking little teenage girls or anything, but you know, women who are like 21 years old, 25 years old, they get an attractive boost when they still look like they're 18, 21 years old. Women who are 30 years old, 50 years old, that everyone wants to look younger, but there's only one fucking group of people who should actually try to look older, and it is literally the young men. Now, don't look older by growing the shit beard like we spoke about, but your hair can be different. When you've got this TikTok boy, little broccoli, fucking gay little haircut, you look younger, and you also look like a bit of a fucking bitch. Like, you know, you look like a fucking conformist little asshole, basically. When you're dating retards in high school, okay, I understand, go for that. You're watching this video because you want to go from the TikTok boy to Chad transition. And for this, I'd say it's like, bro, just get like pretty standard hair. I would say don't go with any extreme. Don't go with the long, gay looking hair, the TikTok boy, little style. Don't do that shit. But also I would say don't go for the bold look either. So I go bold sometimes, not like balding, but like, you know, I grab my beard trimmer and just fucking trim everything off. For seasons of my life where I'm saying, yeah, you know, fuck you to the fucking modern world. I'm about to lock in on something. I'm going monk mode. So it's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to purposely look less attractive for the next few months so that I can kind of like recalibrate and not think about girls, whatever. So that works. The problem with me is like, I look pretty fucking sexy when my hair's super, super short. So I'm still distracted. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's an act of significance. I think every guy should just grab the beard trimmer once in their life and fucking buzz all this shit off and be like, yeah, fuck it. This is like Hamza 2.0. This is like the second version of myself. I'm sure that when I did this, it really helped me. Now, that is for your self-improvement and discipline. If you're about to go do a martial arts fight or something, yeah, fucking trim your hair off so you're like, yep, you know, for this season of my life, I'm just going to focus on this thing. But in terms of looks maxing, you are going to objectively look worse when you are bald compared to when you've got pretty decent hair. So what I would say is like, don't go for the extremes of one, long TikTok boy gay hair, and two, caveman bald high testosterone look. Go in the middle, which is basically the kind of hair that I have right now, which is like, it's medium size, the sides and back is shorter and it's faded, and it's just swept up in like an attractive style. That's it. You don't have to do anything fancy with your hair. A lot of like the Hollywood celebrities have hair like this. I think it's called like an undercut or something like that, or a fade or whatever. Like this. None of this gay extra little fucking like little curls or anything like that. Nothing super, super long. You could go with long hair. Some guys look good with like the longer hair, whatever. But it's particularly like the immature style you want to watch out for, where you're spraying all this fucking estrogenic, endocrine, basically testosterone lowering fucking fragrances and this styling bullshit. It's particularly that you just want to avoid, and you also want to avoid the super, super short hair look. So somewhere in the middle, hair like this, or a faded buzz cut, which is like a little bit longer than obviously being bald, that's like a pretty good look for most guys. You'll never go wrong with hair like this, by the way. Just medium-ish. It's like fairly short, but it's like medium-ish length, faded on the sides and the back. You'll never go wrong. It's like one of those hairs that like you could have it at any part of humanity and it looks kind of normal. Let's talk now about fashion. So I'm putting fashion near the end of this video because it's kind of pointless if you don't actually have an attractive face or a body. You know how there's all these little dorks on Instagram who wear the shirt tucked into the baggy pants and whatever? Yeah, they're attractive guys. Like, they're facially attractive guys. They've got good physiques. So fashion is like an extra add on to it. The problem is most guys who are kind of fucking ugly will go to fashion first. Why? Because you're a fucking little bitch pussy who's looking for something you can just quickly buy instead of actually having to build you. Fashion is stuff you put over your sort of layer of your skin, but your first thing in looks matching should be on the layer of your skin. Like, it should be you naked, how you look. Fashion is just what goes on top of that. When you are already looking good naked and you've got a good physique and you've got good hair and facial hair and face and body fat percentage muscle, that's when fashion can add into it. So this isn't to say to ignore fashion, that it does nothing, but it's to say make sure that you prioritize the other things first. And here's the brutal truth with fashion. Everyone thinks their own fashion style is the best, most aesthetic style. Everyone thinks that. I think the whole space is gay as fuck. So I just like, I have an alternative view to fashion. You'll never see me fucking tell you, yeah, bro, like, you know, like this style or whatever. What I just say is the rule with the clothes you wear is whatever you are the most confident in and you have the least kind of insecure thoughts with, that's the clothes you should be wearing. So online, everyone will like on Instagram and on TikTok right now, the trend is like the baggy pants with the nice little shirt, the gay little handbag or something, and that's fine. It's a pretty aesthetic look, okay, sure. But I remember a few years ago, before TikTok and Instagram were like, before TikTok was even a thing, Instagram was like not really that popular or whatever, and I used to go on this other website called Reddit. And on Reddit, there was a page called Male Fashion Advice. And if you would go onto any random pages and ask for advice on becoming more attractive, everyone would send you over to this page called Male Fashion Advice. And I swear to God, it was the most gay fucking thing ever, where like these little faggots online would tell everyone to buy the same thing that they were buying, which was these gay little brown chinos and a tucked in shirt with a little fucking gay little button and everything. Like everyone basically suggested to go for this particular trend, like everyone's doing now on Instagram with the baggy pants and whatever, right? And like most fucking insecure young guys, I tried it and I felt like a fucking gay little pussy, bro. I sat there in my fucking brown chinos, tucked in shirt, felt like a fucking faggot on my way to university, like, you know, with my book bag, with my top button done up and everything, looking smart and stuff. And I just remember looking back now, it's like, that was so inauthentic to me and my style. It was only, like, when I was doing that, I was literally a fucking kissless virgin, or I had kissed a few girls, but I was like literally a fucking virgin, and I dressed like one. And most of these guys, like this fashion advice, when you're looking for fashion, you'll dress like a fucking virgin as well. It's only when you start dressing like the sort of version of yourself that you want to be, that's when you get this big dick energy. So I went from dressing like, just imagine me in this like fucking tucked in shirt and this tucked in little fucking polo shirt, skinny little feebly, you know, doing my gay little hair and everything. And I would go to the toilet before my university lectures to look at myself in the mirror, make sure it's all good. I went from that to a few years later, I started stepping into more of the sort of bad boy side of me, which was like the real side of me, you know, the version of me who swears, who's not just a fucking good little boy who wears these gay little pants or whatever. And I started to wear tracksuits with puffer jackets with like a hoodie inside. And you look like a bit of a fucking like bad man, like bit of a gangster kind of like look in the UK style. And I felt so much more confident, sexy, attractive, and like you know, like a fucking attractive guy, that then my energy was different as well. Instead of being the feebly, like, can I kiss you? It was, I turned into the version of me that I actually started to respect and girls started wanting. And so my lesson to you is, you see all these trends where everyone's certain, like, this is the fashion, this is the one that appeals to the female gaze. But the truth is, bro, there's women who are attracted to all kinds of fashion. There's women who, like, bro, there's girls who get fucked by guys in tracksuits, right? So don't you think that the Instagram reel that shits on guys on who wear tracksuits, saying, yeah, that's not good fashion, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, there's a lot of girls who are attracted to guys who wear that. There's a lot of girls who are attracted to guys who wear the full fucking 3-piece suit bullshit, gym clothes, whatever. It basically, any style will fucking work for you to get girls. It's just the truth. Any style, whether you wear pants or shorts or a fucking suit to the fucking gym, any style can fucking work. The lesson is, which one will work for you? And it's the weird idea is, where you have zero thoughts about what you're wearing when you're wearing it. If you wear something and every time you go past the mirror you have to like readjust it and you're like, oh, it looks a bit gay, but you know, this is what the fucking gay little Instagram reels are talking about, that's not going to work for you, even though that's the style that's going trendy right now, like the baggy pants and the tucked in shirt or whatever. What's going to get you the most attraction, like from women, is the one where you've got the biggest dick energy in it. So what is that for you? You've got to go find it out. You could go try like a bunch of these little modern day outfits and see how you feel. Try it and see. When I wear this more like, you know, like this smart looking clothing, I don't feel good, and I notice that I actually attract less girls like that. Now, it's a weird example. I live in Bali, so I mostly just wear shorts and I'm just shirtless. And obviously that helps because I've got a good physique. But I'm still telling you, it's like when I wear like anything higher class than this type of like soft fabric shirt, I actually feel worse because I just don't like how that fucking material feels on me. I don't like wearing fucking multiple layers and big pants or some shit. I'm not a fucking pussy who's like dressing for fucking fashion. I like mostly just wearing gym clothes, and I have no problem at all attracting the female gaze with that. In fact, my only problem is I attract too much of the female gaze and it becomes too much of a fucking distraction in my life, which is a good fucking problem to have, which is a problem that I swear to God none of these little fucking pussy fashion influencers have in their their lives. So take it from someone who's actually doing good in this space in terms of looks maxing and actually what looks maxing is for, which is to attract women. I'm telling you, there's no one style that you need to follow. No advice online I've yet to find is actually good. Everyone online is like, oh yeah, like improve your fashion, bro. Buy a suit and make sure you get a tailor. And I'm like, what are you on about? Fucking yeah, go get your suit tailored. Like what the fuck? What, you're gonna go on a date and turn up with a fucking suit? Are you honest, bro? Bro, most of the dates I've been on, I don't even wear a fucking shirt, and I guarantee my fucking close rate's fucking 10 times more than yours. It's not the fucking suit, it's the fucking man inside. I know that's like a cliche thing. It's not the clothes, it's the man inside. You take a fucking G and put him inside of any of these different fashion senses, and he's still gonna fuck. You take a little wimp and put him inside any one of these, including the fucking baggy pants trend that's on Instagram right now, and girls might comment saying, oh, this is what we really like. Who gives a fuck what the girls say? This is the fashion they like. Why the fuck would you ever listen to a woman with her fucking opinions of what she's attracted to? Because girls are fucking terrible at knowing what they're attracted to. No girl would take my outfits and post it on Instagram like, oh, when he wears this. But it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't fucking matter. So that being the case, you've got to understand, fashion is not actually for the woman. It's which one do you get least distracting thoughts with? Let's say you're going on a date and you wear this shirt, proper nice shirt, and you feel a little bit weird about it, you know, when you're getting ready, you're looking at it a little bit. I'm telling you, that's not the shirt which is going to let you fuck tonight. Even though that shirt is objectively more fashionable, I'm telling you, you're better off just wearing a t-shirt that you feel fucking confident and, you know, you're hyping yourself up and stuff. It's that energy that actually wins you a woman's heart. Does that make sense to you? So fashion, in my opinion, is incredibly overrated in terms of the trend that people will tell you, this style or this style. What's the most important part of fashion is that you feel good inside of it and you have no distracting thoughts. I would rather you dress down and wear something more casual that you feel this fucking awesome energy in, than dress up and it's objectively better, but then you've got less of that sort of big dick energy. Now, if you've got that big dick energy with dressing up and wearing a fucking suit to the beach, yeah, sure, fucking awesome, go ahead. But you've got to figure out for yourself which kind of outfits give you that big dick energy and you wear them. For me, I'll just give you a very specific tip. The outfits that work best for me, which might actually be the same for you, because if you watch a lot of my videos, chances are me and you are quite similar. I like buying gym sets. So not just gym clothes, but I go onto these websites like Gym King and Gymshark, whatever, and I buy the matching set, which basically means you buy the sort of bottoms, like the pants or the shorts, which also either comes with or has the same style of shirt or hoodie. So when you have, like, imagine it's like this, I don't know, dark red short with also the dark red shirt that kind of comes with it, or you see like the model wears the same, you know what I mean, like they're wearing the same kind of bottom and top, same color, same style, it was released in the same sort of set, whatever. I really like that look, so that's what I go for. I wear like the same shorts and the same shirt from the set. That looks way better than getting like shorts from this place, shirt from this place, and matching it together. And remember, it's like how the outfit goes together is quite important compared to just, oh yeah, these shorts look good and this shirt looks good. When you put them together, it's like, yeah, it's okay. But when you get decent shorts, decent shirts, and they came in the same fucking set, do you understand what I mean? Like, imagine you go on one of those gym websites and you'll see, like, you know, the pictures of the model and it says like, oh, shorts, 25 euros, or shirt, whatever. You'll often see the model wearing the set together, where it's the shorts and the shirt in the same color, the same style. I buy the two together. They're often not included together, but like I buy them two together. And when I wear that, I feel like fucking, that's like almost like fitness influencer outfit, basically. That's what I personally like, and I have a feeling like if you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll probably like that same style. So the autistic step for guys like us, go onto these gym websites, gymking.com, Gymshark, and all these random ones you can think of, Nike or whatever, and find the sets where the short or the pants is the same color and style as the shirt or the hoodie or whatever, and then make sure you wear them together. Don't wear mismatching sets, wear them together. This is, you know, when you see like a bad bitch in the gym, like a really hot girl in the gym, she usually is wearing a matching set where she's got like the leggings and the shirt, which is the same one. It just goes well together. There's a reason why it's like, it looks like a real outfit compared to individual pieces. That's at least my advice, and that's what's worked well for me. Now, the final part of this guide is having a Chad Instagram profile. If you don't want to use Instagram, okay, fine, sweet. But if you have an Instagram, you may as well make it fucking good, because otherwise people are just seeing a shit presentation of you. Most people will judge you on your Instagram. It's just the truth, and you know this, so you may as well make it good, right? So most people will literally vet you by your Instagram. They will ask for you for your Instagram when you're making friends, when you meet a girl. Here, for example, you'll get a girl's number, but she'll often ask for your Instagram as well, because they just want to vet you and see, have you made an Instagram that actually makes you look good, and also do you take good aesthetic pictures? Do you look like the main character in your own Instagram, or do you look like a fucking little beta male fan or something? So there's a few tips I've got with your Instagram. Go for the more masculine aesthetic look in your Instagram and pose for the female gaze. So why I wrote this down is, take the kind of pictures that you would use on Tinder and put them on your Instagram. Don't pose like an Indian bodybuilder. Like, I want you to think of like some shitty gym in India with some guys taking a picture on his fucking Samsung, and he's like this shit, like some young guy, but he thinks, oh yeah, see, I look muscular, so this will get me girls. But that's not the type of picture that would get you a lot of matches on Tinder, right? What kind of shirtless picture would get you a lot of matches on Tinder? It wouldn't be like, this, where you're hitting a PR, or, you've got the ugly straining face. It'd be more of that sort of Chad look where you're staring into the camera, you're kind of aesthetic. You're not posing like this, but you just happen to have muscle, or it's like a little mirror selfie where you've got like a nice six-pack or something. That's the kind of look where you use those pictures for your Tinder profile, for your dating apps, and it's the same type of pictures that work well for your Instagram. So just think about, don't think of Instagram as this place to just post random pictures. If you're using Instagram to display, your looks to attract girls, post onto Instagram the same type of pictures that would do well on Tinder and dating apps, which is way less of like looking as big as possible and grunting whilst you're taking, like a bicep picture or something, but more about the leanness, especially of your midsection, like of your abs, the sort of like sexy look that you do, where you're not like grunting, ooh, like this shit. That's like a picture you post with the boys, like for the boys, we've just done a hike, okay, we're sending it into the group chat or something. But in terms of like attracting girls on Instagram, you definitely don't want to be like, you get my point, right? There's so many guys, because of like my niche and my culture, who follow me, and I'll see it and I'll be like, I know for a fact you're still trying to get laid from Instagram. I know for a fact you're still trying to like speak to girls on Instagram. And if that's the case, fucking admit it to yourself. Now look, if you're specifically posting on Instagram to get fitness clients or something, yeah, sure, posting you looking as big as possible, okay, makes sense. But if you want to use Instagram as an asset to help you with dating, make sure you post the things that would actually help you with fucking dating. So you look more aesthetic, you look high status. Don't just take a picture with like your shitty fucking ugly room, or in your like low status fucking bathroom that's dirty with like those like watermarks on the mirror or something. Go to the fanciest fucking place you can go, the fancy restaurants, and take pictures there. Go with your friends, pass them over your phone and sit there and look handsome. You can have a look at some of my Instagram. My Instagram's a bit mixed because it's a bit like of a business reason. Obviously, I'm an influencer. But you'll notice if you go down my Instagram, which is at Cult Leader Hamza, go down a little bit. You'll notice which things I've posted for the male gaze, which is for business. But you'll very clearly notice the ones I've posted for the female gaze. You'll spot it right away. You'll be like, holy shit, this is actually a pretty fucking good picture. He looks handsome. Look at the look at like the facial pose on those female gaze pictures on my own Instagram, and you'll get an idea, and you could just recreate them and make sure it looks like high status, clean. You don't look like a peasant who's in like a dirty fucking bathroom or anything. Inside of that program I mentioned to you, by the way, I literally have a shirtless pictures guide. So the type of pictures on how to step-by-step take them to get more matches on dating apps and also more likes on social media. So because I've never really seen guides like that before, so I did like a whole like step-by-step ebook, all that kind of stuff, bro. It's inside of this program. Top link in the description. Goodbye. Click and watch this video. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.